Since this Kendrick and Drake beef started. We have been on top of it. We have been killing better than every show. It's been us and Joe Budden doing doing all the work everybody else wished they was doing. So, I saw Kendrick do the Super Bowl, saw him announce it, and I said, this just don't seem right to me. It don't seem right. Like, Kendrick Lamar, of all the rappers, you got Drake, you got Hov, you got Wayne, you got Nicki, you got all of these big ass rappers, and Kendrick Lamar got the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar ain't dropped the album in 2 years. But Kendrick did just beef with the biggest rapper in the world and take him down. But see, for a lot of people, it's just say he's the biggest rapper in the world right now. He's finna drop an album. He get the Super Bowl. That don't sit right with me. I don't think. Let me. Episode 74. I want to say. Go back. We coined this phrase at the beginning of the beef. The second that happened. Nothing is coincidence.
Yeah, nothing's coincidence.
Kendrick Lamar did not just get the show by coincidence, bro. Kendrick Lamar just not just take down the biggest rapper in the world and then get the Super Bowl right after, just as some coincidence. Oh, that's crazy. Good job. Here's the Super Bowl too. No. Nicki Minaj was not on Twitter ramping. What is it called? Ranting. Yeah. Nicki Minaj is not on Twitter ranting for an hour and a half right before, as she's sitting in her dressing room finna go out to a show, just because for coincidence. Stunna didn't get on Twitter and tweet for the first time ever in the history of ever, just by coincidence. Drake didn't find a post on Instagram on a random rap page with 250,000 followers to like it, just by coincidence.
Stunna, you got some nerve too, by the way.
And to your point, something you are correct about. Academics is not just talking about this because of coincidence.
Yep.
There is something bigger at play right now. I do not know what exactly.
No, I know.
But I am going to continue to say what Kanye said, and they are trying to eliminate Drake by any means necessary.
Let me continue with you because we be here. So, first of all, the timing. This week, Not Like Us hit number 10. The first time it's gone that low since it's dropped. That same week, which is crazy, that same week, this commercial comes out. Now, this commercial now, of course, it is week 1 in the NFL, but week 1 in the NFL season started last week, technically.
Yes.
This commercial could have came out at any time. This commercial came out the second Not Like Us hit number 10 on the Billboard. Once Kendrick was announced for the Super Bowl, he saw a 600% increase on Spotify from already where he was. He saw a 600% increase. And it's going to sound weird when I say that, when I start this sentence, but stay with me. Big Sean did 22K first week, right? Niggas like, what happened to Big Sean? Why did he fall off? Bro, these numbers are not real. These numbers are manipulated to control artists. Right now, they're not controlling Kendrick in what he's going to do. They are controlling Drake by affecting your opinion of how big he is. No, those songs he just dropped, Circadian Rhythm, banger. 69th on the top 100.
Yes.
No Face, 60th on the top 100. There's a reason that when artists go independent, you go from 200K first week to 60 max. It's not because Big Sean isn't 200 million people less famous than he was last year.
You made this point about Meek about 4 months ago.
Literally. Same thing about Meek. Same thing about Ross. As these artists break away from the machine, those numbers look way different. And that is what is going on, is your perception of who feels like the biggest rapper alive. And I said this when Like That, Not Like Us were dominating the radio. I said, when you wake up today, who feels like the biggest rapper alive? Who feels like, damn, every time I hear a rap song, it's this one. And Drake is 16 songs in post-beef. I know that sounds crazy. But he is 16 songs at the album of music post-beef.
Is that including the features?
Yes, yeah, that's including the feature. And nothing has moved. And to continue with this point, Super Bowl weekend, I think, is the 4th or 5th. What's the next weekend?
Grammys.
So from now to the Super Bowl, he's gonna get the Super Bowl bump on his numbers. He's gonna get as we get closer to the Super Bowl,
The bump is gonna come, and then the day after the Super Bowl.
and then and I'm telling you now, he's going to drop the album after Grammy weekend, and that will solidify this being as the Kendrick era. Because post Super Bowl, post Grammys, and I can't listen. We talked about numbers. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. That nigga might do 700 first week. And from where we are with numbers now, and I'm telling you, we're going to look back at this episode like, wow, these niggas might know something. Because even Pete Drake, For All the Dogs, Her Loss, all those albums, they count streams different now. So the best artists are doing 300. The best artists are doing 340. So what's going to happen is Kendrick is going to do 700K. And not only is it going to change the future, niggas going to look at the past different now. Niggas going to be like, Drake did 350? Wow, that's nothing.
And this brings me to my point. If we just figure that out,
Yeah.
and we know this is Googleable information. We didn't just make that up. So if you are just watching as a fan, we did not just make that up. You can Google this.
Shout out to
These
Google.
numbers are fake. Salute to Google. Please give us a sponsorship. Don't know why you would do that, but please. These numbers are fake, as he said. Like you said, the best example I have is Meek Mill is one of the biggest rappers on this planet.
Yep.
And when I say biggest, I mean one of the 15 biggest. If you are famous and a rapper, you're one of the biggest rappers on the planet.
Meek Mill, white people know Meek Mill.
Yes. Thank you. Meek Mill dropping a project should not do 12K.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers are fake, and it's okay.
Yep.
We all know the numbers are fake. The numbers are fake.
Yep.
Which is why all of the rappers are so annoyed with Drake.
Yeah.
Because you know these numbers are manufactured. You know when you get to a certain point, they boost your sales so your numbers look different, which is why you didn't lose an ounce of popularity. You didn't lose an Instagram follower. You didn't lose nothing. Nope. And you keep dropping and you can't crack the top 50.
Can't top the top 50. Fam, when Certified Lover Boy comes out and Spotify says, you know what? Our whole business model is making you pay for a subscription to hear what you want. But right now, we're going to give away Drake's album for free. What do you think other artists think about that? What do you think other artists thought about that at the time? Where your entire business model is selling me music. But for this guy right here, we're just not going to sell it this week. And anytime you open Spotify, he's going to be in the front page. It don't matter what playlist you click, Drake is in the background. Why is Drake in the background of the top 25 country artists? Oh, Drake dropped today, that's why. Because he was so big that Drake thought, and we said this during the beef, niggas thought that being the biggest rapper in the world is a permanent position. And it is not. The minute you become bad for business, the minute the algorithm get changed, the minute a nigga look at, the minute a nigga who's never heard your music, look at your spreadsheet and say, oh, it's headed down? That's it. There is no comeback bump at the end. When the heart, I'm telling you, from the Heart Part 6 till now, you should be wondering why that song has more dislikes than likes on YouTube. You should be wondering why things are like when you look up the what is it called? The 100 gigs on Apple Music. It's a reason the description for that album is one sentence. And the sentence says, either you can comb through all that dumb shit Drake just posted, or you can listen to it here. And for the niggas that are too young to remember, 50 Cent was in this position where Drake was in. Where 50 Cent was going to beef with everybody. He's going to be the biggest artist in the world. His album going to be still bangers. But when you beef with everybody in the world, like Drake is doing, you're not beefing with just rappers. You're beefing with people who work with rappers. You're beefing with producers. And then you're beefing with people who need to move your music. So now you beefing with those. I don't want to work your music. Yeah, it's okay. All right, just drop it. We're not working it anywhere. The NFL just started. Did you hear any Drake music in the commercials? Did you hear any Drake music played at the games? Did you hear? When's the last time you heard a Drake song you didn't click on? Because it used to be the opposite.
Can't get away from it.
Can't get away from it. Now you got to go find it. And that's what this 100 gigs is. I think 100 gigs is Drake's way of trying to stop this from happening. I think 100 gigs is going to be his way of saying, just like Kanye tried to go independent, where you're just gonna get the music here. I will post it. It's coming from me. Drake is trying to consolidate his fan base to get this music here instead. Because if it's not going to be there, he won't be the biggest rapper in the world anymore. I'm sorry.
I think I want to hit a couple points. I want to first touch on Rock Nation.
Yeah. Shout out Hov. Shout out Hov.
Can we stop blaming Hov for shit?
Can we listen?
Like
I'll
say it again.
The next Hov verse. Oh my God.
I'll say it again. I'm the biggest Lil Wayne fan in the world. Mm-hmm. I promise on everything I love. Lil Hov was not in office like, nah, I hate Lil Wayne. He can't get it.
He loved Lil Wayne. He paid Lil Wayne taxes.
He loved Lil Wayne. Actually, I found out he did. I have to.
That is so fucking funny, bro.
I did some more research and I was like, oh,
he paid that nigga tax for real?
He paid that nigga taxes. I don't know how much it was.
I love Hov, bro.
He paid some. But again, salute to Hov. Sticking to it though, he ain't paid that nigga taxes. But can we please stop?
Nigga ain't pay all his taxes. Nigga paid 1 year.
but Brown paid that nigga taxes before. But
Jay-Z a billionaire. He didn't pay his own tax.
I hate that we keep trying to blame Hov for everything. Yeah. And I know Nicki went somewhere else with it, but that is because Nicki has been yelling this for 4 years. Yeah. So Nicki yelling Rock Nation, Rock Nation, Rock Nation.
I know why Nicki yelling Rock Nation ain't got nothing to do with Hov.
Yeah. Nicki has been yelling Rock Nation for a completely different reason, and she's going to keep bringing it up at every point she can. So,
because she don't like that girl.
Y'all are not doing right by Hov by trying to blame him from what didn't happen to Lil Wayne. Stop that. I promise Hov was not the final to say so. Yeah. That was like, nah. If anybody probably brought Wayne to the conversation, it was probably Hov. Literally. If I could guess, in the big business,
Wayne and Hov are just together too. Literally, just together.
Anybody could walk in the office and be like, I wonder who we should perform this year. I promise the one person in the room table full of white people, it was Hov that was like, yeah, maybe Wayne would be a good idea. Yeah. And they started looking at Kendrick, and Lucy and Grange made a call, and Larry Jackson made a call, and they was like, we're going to make some shit shake, and that was Kendrick. Yeah. But stop blaming Hov. Secondly, we are at a point in time where you, as it said, you have to pay attention to what is going on outside. Things are changing right before our very eyes, and we have to pay attention as a culture, or we're going to get left behind and looked at like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. They're trying to change how music is distributed.
Yep.
And let me tell you where I'm going with this. So Ish said he thinks the 100 gigs is Drake being like, here, I'm trying to combat this. Mm-hmm. I think Drake is trying to go independent.
Yeah.
I think Drake, as we said 2-3 episodes ago, Drake is still throwing that temper tantrum at Lucian. And I think the Apple Music announcement was a shot at Drake. Yeah. Like, keep playing with me. Like you told me yesterday that Lucy and Grange didn't have no say-so in this. I say billionaires have a say-so in whatever they want to have a say-so in. I firmly believe Lucy and Grange made a call and was like, this is what I want. And this is what we got. And that is why because people aren't acting like Wayne didn't get something he should have got to me. Mm-hmm. People are acting like Wayne got something taken from him.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the people in the industry, not the Twitter people. I'm talking about the podcast people that have been talking about this, that actually have inside information. Right. The guys that have been on Wayne's side have sounded like something was taken from him.
Right.
So it was like he was told he was probably going to get this, and at the last minute, they was like, no. Right. That's how I read Stunner's tweets. That's how I read Nicki's tweets. That's how I was listening to Cam talk. That's how, and it was two other people I can't remember. Mm-hmm. And that's how I listened to a couple things Ack said. And Ack knows way more than he can say now. Yeah. Ack is at that point. Ack used to just say whatever the fuck he felt like. Yeah, Ack is at a point. Ack is at a point where he has to hold back. And from what I was listening to the Ack, it sounded like it was taken from Wayne. And that is why people are in the outrage that they are. So back to Drake and the 100 gigs and the 200 gigs, what I think Drake is trying to do is go independent because he realizes he can make more money than anybody else if he goes independent. Right. But let me tell you how I think he is going to go independent and why I think they're trying to stop him from doing it. Lucien, UMG, and everybody involved. And it's not only because he's in business with them, he's been in business with them, and he generates for them literally billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it is, if Drake goes, and here's the big review, I think Drake is trying to put his music on a website that is a subscription-based website.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So to listen to Drake, you're going to have to pay $15 a month on this website to just listen to Drake.
Right.
If you look around, as I said, people, nothing is coincidence. Everybody look around. Every app, every show, everything comes with a subscription now. Yep. You can't watch a TV show without a subscription to something.
Fam, you can't read a comic book without a subscription.
It's getting to the point you can't watch NFL football games without a subscription to a service, without multiple subscriptions. Yep. Look at Fabletics. Yep. You have to have a subscription to shop at Fabletics. Mm-hmm. There are certain brands that to get the higher end of their clothing, you have to subscribe to a subscription-based thing. Mm-hmm. There are newspapers now that have subscriptions tied to it everywhere. Yeah. If you are looking at the model of business,
I'm an AMC subs member.
Everything is going to subscription-based. Actually, something I want to talk to you about. But everything is going subscription-based. And if you do the math, think about how many Drake fans have. Mm-hmm. How many Drake fans there are,
Yep.
If Drake is on a website and it's like, yo, this is $17.99 a month to get all of my music, and to make it enticing, we're gonna give you all of my new music. So I'm gonna drop 2 new albums with it, and then you're gonna start getting documentary footage, you're gonna start getting video footage, you're gonna start getting random videos, you're gonna start getting Easter eggs, and now you add in tiers. Mm-hmm. Now on this tier you get this and this. Now on this tier you get this and this. If Drake does that, what do you think Taylor Swift is gonna do?
Yeah.
What do you think Beyonce is going to do? What do you think Kung Fu Kenny is going to do? What do you think Cole is going to do? What do you think these bigger artists are going to do? And who does that take money from?
I think you're right, but I think you're right for a reason you didn't know yet. Because Lucien, Hove, and Drake have beef. And they have had beef since the inception of Tidal. Yes. Because that's what Tidal was supposed to be.
Yes.
And on 444, Hove name dropped Lucien multiple times regarding the Drake situation for the reason you're talking about. He said Lucien cool, but Lucien don't write it. The reason they raking it in, because the reason their grass looks greener, because he went to Apple Music instead of Tidal, is because they always raking in Mo. He's telling, because that and on I think on the Khaled album he was responding to Drake, until you own your own, you can't be me. Drake at the time. I think this is why he is spiraling in a way, and I think that's why these industry niggas keep saying he's spiraling, is because Drake realized he missed, I don't want to say missed the moment, but the window to do what he was doing is not now. The window to do what he was doing was in 2016 when Tidal was first dropping, like Hov first presented to him. If he would have signed with Tidal and you get an ownership stake in Tidal and views drop as a Tidal. So now think about it in hindsight, and think about how crazy this would have been in hindsight. In hindsight, you go Beyonce, Kanye, Jay, and Drake, all on Tidal only. Can't hear it nowhere else. Apple Music is not Apple Music today.
And you get a stake in it.
And you get a piece of it now. Like that's why Cove was so mad at niggas would rather work for someone else than work with me. These are all Hove bars. There's a Hove bar for everything. But in hindsight, 2016, it was 8 years ago. You would have got a piece of what would have possibly became the biggest subscription service between Beyonce. Like that video of them at the table. It was Daft Punk, it was Beyonce, it was Nicki Minaj, it was Kanye, it was Drake, it was
Wayne was there.
Wayne, all the biggest artists. That was the time. That is what Hove was trying to do, was bring it all back, because that is where this is headed. And Drake said, you know what? I'm going to take the 20 million. Take the 20 million now. Listen, Apple is going to jump me to popularity that I have not seen.
And they did.
But the other part of that is, once that deal is over, There's no 20 million coming again. You gotta go get another deal. You gotta go keep working. And that is the difference, because now we talk about Drake want to go on vacation. He can't. He gotta work. He gotta work.
And then this is the point. This is where, ladies and gentlemen, if you are younger, even if you're our age, if you're older, anybody can use this advice. Never, when you are in a position where you are growing, when you are in a position where you are creating value for yourself, creating brand opportunity for yourself, you never, ever look at the people that have current control at you and tell them, you're not them without me, you're not this without me, you're not this without me. You especially don't do that to white people, and you especially don't do that to white billionaires.
Yep.
Because there is no person on this earth that has a bigger ego than a white man with $1 billion.
Especially talking to a black man. Especially talking to one of you niggas. I'll say it.
Especially talking to one of you niggas.
Yeah, because that's how they see it.
And this brings me to the point of, on Middle of the Ocean, my favorite Drake song, not my favorite literally, but one of my favorite Drake songs, he says on that song, Lucy, you're not dropping me. Then he says later in that song, remember when he was like, and my favorite words from you white boys is sign here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's how you feel.
Yeah, you too big for your britches.
And that's where the whole thing rises from why he lost the beef, why he's in the beef, and why he will continue to be a product of the beef. It's because of his ego. His ego is driving him down to somewhere he never saw himself. You don't look at the man that's giving you 400 M's. His last deal was 400 M's. The current deal he's on is more than $400 million. You don't look at that man and get on a song and tell him, you're not dropping me. You can't do this without me. At the same time, trying to go in business with another record label, trying to own other people's music from a record label while you're stealing people off of the record label I own. Yeah. Drake, you're crazy.
And see,
that's crazy.
See, but this is what he didn't understand at the time. This sentence gonna sound crazy. Stay with me. The $400 million was not the most important part for Drake. In hindsight, the most important part for Drake was the protection of being the cash cow that he had. Because that is what I think was the catalyst. Kendrick has always disliked this nigga. This was always on the table for me to go. Niggas like, well, he not on TD. He ain't been on TD in a minute. It's been a little, he didn't get off TD and jump out the window. I think, and we've said this on the show, Middle of the Ocean come out, Red Button come out, First Person Shooter come out, I'm one away from Michael. Fuck you, Lucy. You're not going to drop me. Sign here, da-da-da. And word got out that, oh, he's not protected. Oh, he's just him. He don't have a machine behind him right now. That's why the first line in Euphoria, them superpowers getting neutralized, I can only watch in silence.
That is literal.
I can. He's literally, and I firmly believe he doesn't mean I dropped like that and now I see your super. No. Your superpowers were neutralized before I touched that Future song. Yes. I've been like I know niggas give Kendrick so much gaff for like not dropping for years. He's literally telling you, I've been watching this silence. I've been watching it. That them superpowers getting neutralized. You're just you right now. You're not pop star Michael Jackson Drake right now. You're Drake. I am the biggest artist in the world pending. Go ahead.
Let me put one more thing in there. Still ain't got that Michael Jackson record.
Still don't have that Michael Jackson record.
Still don't have it.
That Mirrors record, that the time to look in the mirror, and that is what's going to be so ironic about this is because he's going to break that Michael Jackson record. But by the time he does, it won't matter. Nope. By the time he breaks that record, it'll be like LeBron breaking the points record. Like, wow, what a career. Wow, what a career, Drake. It won't be, wow, Drake, he's still taking off. It'll be, wow, he finally did it. Because we're 16 songs deep. Any of these could have done it. Oh, before we even go further with Drake, because we do got to hit football, but shout out Cardi, by the way. Okay. But you notice Cardi's not on No Face. You notice,
yes.
But you know the level of artist that Cardi is somehow next to now. Cardi, as big of a fan base as he is, Cardi not supposed to be next to The Weeknd. Cardi not supposed to be next to Kanye West. Cardi not supposed to be next to Kendrick Lamar and all those people. Why is Cardi all of a sudden one of these biggest names ever, and you drop a song featuring Cardi? I liked Cardi's feature.
I did too, and I don't even care about Cardi like that.
But the single you dropped, somehow he's not on there. I wonder why he's not on there. Oh, because none of the niggas that are hot right now, none of their labels clearing it. None of their labels letting you do it. That's why you rapping with Lotto. That's why you rapping with these little artists. Because all these other labels, because you've been shitting on them for years, none of them throwing you a lifeboat, little bro.
There you go. I will say Young Money tweeted, Young Money, the page that is run by them, tweeted 9/13/24, which is Friday. I don't know what that means. I don't know if Lil Wayne is dropping a song.
Oh, it's a Wayne Kendrick song. No, not a Wayne Kendrick. A Wayne Drake song.
That's what I'm really thinking they might be doing it. I'm
Seeing Green Part 2?
Just a tell-all, like a letter to the industry type vibe. Like we see you niggas playing, we know you playing, and we going to work, and we'll be back next year. Like, or some of that nature.
Okay.
I'm very interested to see if they was just bullshitting or if actually something comes from that. Secondly, another point I forgot about Wayne, why I think he was so frustrated, is because I think he's been saving the Carter 6 release for the Super Bowl. He announced the Carter 6 2 years ago, and he's been saying the Carter 6 has been done since February. So I think he's been saving that for the Super Bowl. So I think that also hurt them.